Ladies and gentlemen, the lights are up, the crowd is live. Welcome to the battlefield of legends. This frequency pro wrestling.
Frequency pro. Right meets new. Wrestling. Unified role center field.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Queens of Chaos Tag Team Champions. Yet, they haven't been acting in a queenly-like manner as of late, have they? And Little Bobcat, you were saying something about Monolithic? Well, check this out. You two will not be at Monolithic because you won't be performing that night. Instead, you're gonna defend your Queens of Chaos Tag Team titles here, tonight, in our main event. That's right, the #1 contenders Mood Swings will challenge the Tribal Spirits for the Queens of Chaos Tag Team titles in our main event. And with that being said, Cletus, drop the beat on them.
Sauce drip, we bringing the flame, step in the ring, better learn the name, from the block to the spotlight, it's all the same. Frequency pro, we redefining the game. Hot sauce, hot sauce, hot sauce, hot sauce. OG grit with a next gen twist, bell rings loud, can't afford to miss. Lights flash red, crowd jumping in sync. We don't fold, we rain iron fist. Legacy deep, but the style is fresh. We break the mold, no time to rest. From the alley to the ring, we bring finesse. Hot sauce crew, we the ones they test. Frequency pro, we changing the game.
Welcome back as we are live and direct here in Tucson, Arizona. And in case you missed the beginning of the live stream, we have ourselves a good old tag team championship matchup as Mood Swing takes on the Tribal Spirits for the Queens of Chaos Tag Team Championships. And while we're on the subject of tag teams, Aquatic, Menace, and the Botany Faves do battle in our mid-card. And for you ladies that are tuning in, we have some eye candy for you, but only in single doses as Champ takes on Vandy Sky from Unique Threads and T-Ron takes on Mitch from Unique Threads. And while we're keeping this subject of handsome young men, Terry Tony is in the ring, ready and set to go. Who's he going to be going up against? We'll all find out that one together as that matchup begins right about now. All right, everybody, the crowd is hyped and awaiting the opponent for Terry Tony here in our Open About Vic Vega here, and welcome to Whoop-Ass Wednesday. Whose music is that?
Louisville, Kentucky, weighing in at 180 pounds, Drewey.
Drewey in the house Also, last time we saw this young man was back last month at Fixation when that happened to him. And ever since then, we have been wondering who the perpetrator of that act was. Drewey, 1/3 of Station 6, going up against a top-notch competitor here in Terry Tony. Matchup number 1-1-1. Recently cleared for action. And I'm going to level with you. I already knew who was coming out to face Terry Tony. Did not do a good job of not saying anything about it beforehand. Anyhow, we get ready for the clash of all classes as we resume the series between these two, where the last time they met up was at Fixation. And Drewey came out on top in that particular matchup and one-upping Terry Tony in this best 2 out of 3 series. Terry Tony coming out with a fire and amping up the crowd here in Tucson, and how well they respond to the present.
Hot sauce drip.
I think we got us some hot sauce spilling already in the early going of this matchup from the head of Drewey, as Terry Tony continues to pour on the offense here as he goes for a pinfall attempt on Terry. Oh, Drewey, my goodness, didn't get a count, but he goes back to the upper echelon of the ring and gives Drewey a DDT instead of coming off the top turnbuckle, focusing on that wound that is currently spilling hot sauce from the head of his competitor. High capping for the crowd. Instead of focusing on his competitor is a no-no. And it never pans out well for anyone here on Frequency Pro Wrestling, as you see. A hockey stick involved in the matchup now, and it's getting up close and personal with the body of Drewey. And now the head of Drewey right in that cut. Has him spilling all over the arena. Will Drewey dig into the depths like almost every competitor after they see the sight of their own blood and go on and win the matchup? Not if Terry Tony has anything to say or do about it, as he comes off of the top rope and takes Drewey down and goes for a pinfall attempt. Only a 1 count as we continue this bout. A lot on the line here, as if Terry Tony goes on to win this one, then we have ourselves a matchup number 3 for these two at Monolithic next week. And if Drewey goes on to win this one, it will put him up 2-0, and he will have himself a matchup against the current Mercury moniker Cruiserweight Champion, Bagman El Nemo. Whoever wins, I think I'm in the mood for a submission match. Yeah, so whoever wins this one, it's going to be a submission match against Bagman Nemo next week at Monolithic. Drewey with the punch out of the middle rope. And now he's channeling his inner strength and hits Terry Tony with a reverse STO and goes for a pinfall attempt. Only a 2 count. Looks like we're going to have to do a little bit more work to put out Terry Tony here, because he's giving him a bout without a doubt. But Drewey perched up in finish him off position and sets him up for the hillbilly kick to the face of Terry Tony and goes for a pinfall attempt on him. just like that, it's a wrap. The return of Drewey puts him up 2-0 and headed to Monolithic.
Here is your winner, Drewey.
Lucky indeed to come back off the injury list and get a victory in your first matchup. Anyhow, this sets up a monumental matchup indeed at Monolithic, as Drewey will be taking on Bag Vandy moniker Cruiserweight divisional title. Excuse my tongue tying. Anyway, matchup number 2 on the horizon. Get ready and get set, as we are live from Tucson, Arizona.
This is a special edition of Grappling Gossip with our on-the-spot anchorman, Cletus.
My name is Cletus, and thank you for tuning in to Grappling Gossip. Last week, Zezah had her victory celebration interrupted by a mysterious woman who then did this. After she was carted off and evaluated by the doctors, she is being diagnosed with a bruised back area. But don't worry, as Zezah will be ready for action sometime later on this week, which means Zezah will be taking on Maishawn Harris for the Sirens Women's title at Monolithic. My name is Cletus, signing off from this edition of Grappling Gossip, and as always, enjoy the rest of the live stream.
I watched.
Yo, last week after watching the Attackers promo, my man Petey Powers caught up with me in the hallway, and it seems he has something that he wants to get off of his chest. So stick around, because you don't want to miss a mic'd up Petey Powers as he addresses said issues at some point later on in the live stream.
Eye Candy Academy didn't change me, it confirmed me.
Yeah. Yeah. For fun. Yeah. 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 Go far. Yeah. Look, I'm sipping money in the city like it's bike cans. I'm pulling up in this can and next time my nice man. I wanna steal with the
This is how we do in matchup number 2 for you. Vandy Sky going up against Champ McLovin here.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, representing the way from the Queen City, weighing in at 220 pounds, Andy Sky.
Vandy Sky in the building. Prettiest man in digital wrestling. 1 win, 1 loss. Last time in action was with his partner Mitch, who you'll see later on in the stream as they triumph over Station 6. And he awaits the ladies' dream. The handsome hunk of humanity he is, Champ McLovin, big baby.
And his opponent, representing the Chick Magnets from Miami, Florida, weighing in at 228 pounds, Champ McLovin.
Champ in the building here in Tucson, and he was in tag team action also as him and his partner defeated the Atari Brothers, the reigning Brotherhood Tag Team Champions. And don't forget to set your bell notifications after this stream, because Eye Candy will be taking on the Atari Brothers for the Brotherhood Tag Team Championships at Monolithic. Ladies, hold yourselves together as Champ graces Tucson with his presence. Looking sharp as a old school Ginsu night, big baby. And the bell tolls, and these two linking up. Vandy Sky being the powerhouse of his unit, and Champ being the speed and agility of his. Matter of fact, both matchups are between two different styles in correlation with their team. Same type of matchup, speed and agility versus power. Later on in the stream when Mitch takes on T-Ron. But at the moment, we talking Vandy Sky getting taken to task by Champ McLovin. Nice roll out of the way into a monkey roll by Vandy Sky, who has turned on the Jets in the last couple of seconds and has absolutely stunned Champ here. But Champ comes back with a back butterfly suplex and an elbow to the skull of Vandy Sky, giving the ladies what they came here to see in a high-octane performance against Vandy Sky. Vandy Sky was the one who dropped the dime on Champ. And the reason why T-Ron got jumped. Who'd ever thought Champ being distracted by a couple of cute ladies backstage? But I don't understand how he wouldn't hear that beat down going down about 10 feet away from him. Anyway, Vandy has vowed to beat an apology out of Champ, who has yet to apologize to T-Ron for leaving him stuck out. Here's the reason why Vandy is handing him the beating that he's handing him right now as they go at it on the outside of the ring. And Vandy with a rolling Samoan drop on Champ. Champ stunned. If only Vandy would get him back in the ring and put the kibosh on it. As it counted up 2-5 from their skirmish on the outside of the ring ropes. And we get back to Vandy Sky bringing it to Champ, dragging him into position. Can he put him away? He doesn't even think about it. He's more concerned with beating his public apology out of Champ. Vandy Sky says a friend always has his friend's back. And Champ is a scumbag for displaying that he didn't have his partner's back. As the tide has turned over into the favor of Champ, who makes Vandy kiss the sky after that surfboard lockup, and he goes for a pinfall. 2 count as Vandy rolls out, and we go back outside of the safe space, which is the ring ropes. Everything is hard as a coffin nail on the outside. But yet these two have spent a good amount of time outside of the ring as Champ one more again, giving it to the ladies. And Vandy gives it to him. And we're up to a 5 count. The gentleman going back into the ring as Vandy definitely controlling this one. And as soon as I speak, champ out of nowhere with an elbow to the grill of the prettiest man in digital wrestling. And now champ turning it on. And it ends in a German suplex. And Vandy looks like he's about to be out for the 3 count as champ hovering over him and getting him into a cross-face chicken wing. Will Vandy tap out of this one, or will he ball his way out? He uses that strength to his advantage and gets out of the lockup by champ, who is setting him up off of an Irish whip off the ropes into a back butterfly bridge suplex. And just like that, it's a wrap. Champ over Vandy Sky here in matchup number 2. Wait a minute. A post-match handshake gone awry as Vandy seems to want to have no parts of champ after that lockup. Anyhow, we getting ready and we getting set for our mid-card action. Aquatic Menace taking on the Botany Babes next on Yo Whoop Ass Wednesday.
Welcome to the battleground. This is Frequency Pro Wrestling. And tonight, ain't no...
Major authority, huh? Lady, you don't know nothing of the sort. I am the major authority around these parts. And if you're just tuning in, hit us up with a like, share, and a subscription, would ya? Or simply help us out with the poll questions that matriculate throughout our show. Botany Babes versus Aquatic Menace. Who do you think's gonna win this one? As we are live here in Tucson, Arizona. All right, y'all, get ready and get set for what looks to be a barn stormer of a match between the Botany Babes and Aquatic Menace. Shark Girl D starting it off for Aquatic Menace, and Sarah Carter setting it off for the Botany Babes. As Sarah comes out with the advantage first, and hulking up and amping up the frequency of the crowd here, as she has totally taken control since the bell tolled. And it's putting it down on Shark Girl D, former Sirens champ. In fact, the longest reigning ever Sirens champ. And Sarah, part of the two-time Frequency Women's Tag Team Champions team. In fact, every inception of the women's title that we have had has had their names all over them. And the last time they were in tandem with one another, they were tangling it up against the champs, where they fell short on their endeavor to get a victory over the Tribal Spirits. As Smokey goes for a pinfall attempt on Shark Girl D, and Shark Girl D responds with a kick out. And as far as Aquatic Menace goes, the last time they were in action was in a #1 contenders bout. Triple threat tornado tag. Although they didn't eat the pin, they didn't go home with the victory either. Hence the reason why Mood Swing is going up for the Queens of Chaos Tag Team Championships in our main event. Mantia in the wrong part of town, as she is at the mercy of the Botany babes, far away from home, which is her corner where Shark Girl D awaits her tag in. Sarah with the backbreaker on Mantia and going for a pinfall. Only a 1 count, and the bout continues. Sarah in prime condition in regards to trying to get a win here. It doesn't matter which member of Aquatic Menace is in. She is giving them the business, as Smokey and Shark Girl D are now in the center stage, and a Northern Light suplex takes down the flurry of offense that was being dished out by Smokey. And now Smokey with the turning of the tide in the form of a beautiful disaster and going for a pinfall attempt. Only a 1 count. But still she presses on, giving a well-executed offensive display to Shark Girl D as she tags back in Sarah Carter. And Sarah gets back to where she left off, as she is giving the business to Aquatic Menace. Hold on a second. Out the ring she goes, and now Shark Girl D concentrates with the female frequency fist of fury on the breasticles of Smokey G. And out the ring, or shall I say off the apron, Smokey goes. And now the numbers game coming into play for Aquatic Menace, but it means nothing, as Sarah has come out with intent to put down Aquatic Menace. Even if it goes that she has to do it by herself. Kabaya with a Alabama slam on Shark Girl D as this sit. 1 count only, as Sarah, impressive here in matchup number 3. Hold on a banger ring on Shark Girl D. This is curtain call, baby. No, Mantia Rey gets in to break up the ending of this match. Sarah with the tag in to Smokey. And now Smokey out of the middle rope with a big punch to the grill of Shark Girl D. And another move off the middle rope. That moonsault is keeping Shark Girl D down for a second, but as I speak, she flips the script on Smokey and whips her in to unfamiliar, or should I say unforgiven, territory. Beautiful disaster to the back of the head of Smokey. And a high knee puts down the speed and agility of the Botany Babes as Mantia, the technician of her crew, comes in with an Irish whip. And a combination on Smokey. Smokey in dire straits here in matchup number 3. Who's gonna win this contest? We will find out when we get back from this brief non-commercial break here on your Whoop Ass Wednesday.
This is Daryl, yeah, Dusty Daryl. And shout out to the Eye Candy Academy, baby. Woo!
This is Maddie Chatterbox encouraging you to hit the like man. They're only free 99. So once again, hit the like button to help our channel grow.
Back fresh and here to stay. And Smokey G just gave Shark Girl D a high knee and knocked her on her keister. And Sarah comes in and does it with a clothesline. Botany Babes on fire here in this matchup. But as always do, I jinx them as Shark Girl D almost puts away Sarah. And now in control of this bout. And Kabaya with a Kinshasa kick. But Sarah comes right back with the Omega Beam and flattens Shark Girl D and goes for a pinfall attempt. Mantia Rey there for the breakup. Action going back and forth in this pivotal matchup here in matchup number 3. Now I'm gonna level with you. Sometimes when I split matches in half like that, I usually cut out a small portion of the match, but not this one. I couldn't find a part to cut out of it. This match is one hell of a contest indeed. As Smokey feeling the wrath of Shark Girl D. And it looks like we're going back to that old move that I love oh so well, which is the arm bar into the double knees. Why the hell do I not program that out of every doggone creation that I create? It's beyond me. Drop kick to Smokey G as Mantia Rey is the deterrent from her getting the hot tag to her partner. Mantia been in the spotlight the last couple of weeks as she put out the Sirens champ in that triple threat matchup last week. Definitely having eyes on her as Smokey went for a pinfall attempt broken up by Shark Girl D. You know our motto here on Frequency Pro Wrestling. If you are winning, we are watching. If you are losing, we are looking as well. Mantia with a cover on Smokey. Gets nothing, and we keep going. What the heck did I tell you? I wouldn't want you to miss a moment of one like this. As Mantia amping up the crowd, Smokey gets the hot tag, and it's on between her and Sarah at the current. Discus punch, and now some mounted punches to follow up on Sarah. But Sarah right back with a counter in the form of a kick, and is now standing over Mantia and about to give her a lesson in flipping the tide in her favor. The apron used as a lethal weapon on the back of Mantia as Sarah follows up with a gut-wrench suplex, and these ladies, or should I say these girlies, are getting gutter on the outside of the ring ropes. Sarah with a vicious attack. She don't care if it's Shark Girl D or Mantia Rey. She's giving it to him here tonight in Tucson. And now Shark Girl D meets the apron at the hands of Sarah. I guess she says, I got enough to go around for your whole damn posse. Mantia with a drop kick to the back of Sarah. And hovering over her as she seems to be in a state of confusion. That'll get your mind going in the right direction as Sarah with a pullback lariat. Oh, Mantia, Shark Girl D nowhere to be found. Now back up on the apron. And once again, Mantia finds herself in the corner of the Botany babes at their behest. As she goes down and Smokey is tagged back in. I'm thinking it's a better matchup between her and Mantia as opposed to her matching up with Shark Girl D. Hold on a miss by Smokey. And Mantia capitalizes on the mistake of Smokey G, who now finds herself far away from the crib as Mantia working her down to her very last compound, way away from Sarah, decreasing the chances of her getting a tag in. 2 knees to the chest, and Mantia goes to finish this one off. I think she does it. No, Sarah from across the ring breaks up the attempted pinfall on her partner. And now Mantia going for some more amping up, but she did it a tad bit too long as Smokey gained the advantage long enough to tag in Sarah. Back and forth this one goes. And it's one of those ones that I hate to see come to a conclusion by the way these two teams are performing here in our mid-card. 2 knees to the chest plate of Sarah. And now Mantia calling in the Shark to put her opponent away as Shark Girl D sets her up for the deep 6 and goes for a pinfall attempt on Sarah. Sarah waking up from the dead to kick out of that emphatic move by Shark Girl D. Gotta keep sounding like a broken record. I told you this one was one hell of a contest as a double drop backdrop on Sarah by Aquatic Menace. As Mantia tried to follow her outside of the ring and hit nothing but the ground. And now Sarah gives her a taste of the steel steps and is standing over her, poking up the crowd one more time as she sets her up for the bangerang. Ooh, face planted on the outside of the ring, and Sarah is absolutely showing her ass here in this hell of a contest. Man! As both ladies get into the ring to avoid the 10 count, Mantia gets a jump on Sarah and goes for a pinfall attempt on her. No, she kicks out at 2. I'm telling you, these two teams are going at each other like it's a #1 contenders bout as the Omega Beam on Mantia and the cover. Shark Girl D, a lifesaver. Prolonging this match for her and her partner, and that's what she gets. A cheap shot by Sarah. And now Sarah has Mantia all to herself as Shark Girl D is on the outside of the ring. Reversal by Mantia in the form of a cutter and off the middle rope with a moonsault as she goes for a pinfall attempt on Sarah. 2 3/4. Man, I'm telling you, ow. This one has to be marked down as one of the matches of the year here on Frequency Pro Wrestling. Mantia with the side effect on Sarah. Still cannot put the Botany Babe down long enough to get the win in this matchup. Mantia taunting the crowd as Smokey gets in while her back's turned. And Kabaya with an inverted Russian leg sweep and goes for a pinfall attempt on her. And just like that, it's a wrap. Botany Babes over Aquatic Menace. One hard-fought battle indeed for the Botany Babes as they beat Aquatic Menace in matchup number 3. All right, party people. Eye Candy's T-Ron. Next, going up against Mitch from Unique Threads.
Welcome to the battleground. This is Frequency Pro Wrestling. And tonight, ain't no...
Welcome, future champions and digital wrestling enthusiasts. At Frequency Pro Wrestling, we're always pushing the limits and creating new opportunities. Today, I am thrilled to introduce our exclusive Join Our Roster project, your chance to step into our universe and shape your wrestling destiny.
Option 1 is sponsorship. Imagine backing one of our established superstars. Your chosen wrestler becomes your champion, complete with a custom match booking every month. With sponsorship, you get to support a fighter you love while gaining exclusive shoutouts, special promotions, and priority placements in our big events.
Option 2 is management, designed for those ready to step into the spotlight themselves. With our management package, we create a custom wrestler live on stream, tailored just for you. You'll have the opportunity to choose everything from your wrestler's look to their signature moves and finishing style. This package includes up to 3 match bookings per month, whether it's a title match or an exciting non-title bout, giving you full control over your wrestling legacy.
Whether you choose sponsorship or management, you're not just joining a roster, you're becoming part of a family. Our universe is built on passion, creativity, and the relentless drive to create unforgettable moments in wrestling. So, what will your legacy be?
And before you ladies get to yapping about he covering up T-Ryan face, I don't want to hear it, damn it. I'm trying to pub my album. I'm not monetized, so I gotta make money off my extracurricular activities. So go on over to the website and pick up Caddies, Capers, and Currency because it's on sale over there on our website. Let's get ready for some good old eye candy, ladies.
The following contest is a Falls Count Anywhere match. Making his way to the ring, representing the Chick Magnets from Miami, Florida, weighing in at 242 pounds, T-Ron Love Lady.
One half of eye candy coming in with 13 wins and 15 losses. Former two-time manhood champion last time in action. Him and his partner put up one in the win column against the Atari brothers. And they are set to go up against said Atari brothers next week about this time on Monolithic. And if you would do us a favor after this one, the thumbnail will be posted. Set your bell notifications. We got 5 titles on the line, if I'm not mistaken.
This is a DJ Soul Search production.
So it's going to be a monumental event.
Suicide Blonde from Hollywood, California, weighing in at 211 pounds, Mitchell Blade.
Mitch in the crib. The last time we saw him in action with Vandy Sky, they took down Station 6. Although it was a controversial ending, to say the least. Mitch comes in at 4 wins and 4 losses, and even 500 out of our Rising Frequency Farm Works program, and let's just say he's been in some monumental matchups since he's been a member of our roster. All right, y'all, speed and agility versus power. As you see the power in effect right about now with T-Ron, and Mitch is a speed and agility. Snake eyes by T-Ron. Oh, Mitch, now he's giving him a face wash with his shoe. Trying to put one in the win column like his Conrad before him earlier in the live stream. And kudos to Champ for that one. And T-Ron taking no shorts. And is staying on Mitch. Like a fly. Oh, watch him out, Vic Vega. This is for all audiences. As T-Ron in this no-holds-barred matchup, Falls Count Anywhere, controlling this matchup from the onslaught. Mitch has not had a response in the early going as T-Ron set to finish him off. Only a 1 count. And Mitch rolls up out of the ring. And T-Ron is standing right there to hit him with an axe handle from the top turnbuckle underneath the apron for an Amazon shopping spree as he cold cocks Mitch with a steel chair, and Mitch taking offense to the beating he's been handed so far in this matchup, and decides to respond to what T-Ron has been dishing out. Loverboy having a kiss with the apron, but it does nothing but waking back up to put Mitch down and subjecting to a beatdown. As a knee strike from Mitch out of nowhere. And a roundhouse kick on T-Ron and puts down Mr. Lovelady as Mitch setting up for the hip drop on T-Ron. Almost put him up out of here with that patented finisher of his. And now Mitch going to get the chair and didn't get to use it, but he comes back with another knee strike on T-Ron. Back and forth contest. Both competitors have had their flurry of offense. But right about now you see Mitch in the driver's seat in this one for going at them tree trunks of T-Ron to try to nullify that strength. As he sets T-Ron up for a backflip into a knee. Mitch is all over this man ever since he has flipped the switch on T-Ron. Lovelady got him kissing the pavement again. And a running kick to T-Ron. Mitch, impressive here in this matchup. Not giving T-Ron an inch as he's coming with a combination stunning the bigger and the stronger member of Eye Candy here tonight. We have had some very positive performances out of some of the wrestlers here tonight as Mitch with another hip drop to the chest of T-Ron. And just like that, party people, it's a wrap. Mitch played over T-Ron McLovin. Dang it, T-Ron Lovelady. Mitch with an immaculate victory over T-Ron here. And I bet some of you ladies are gonna be sad at that happening to your lover boy. All right, y'all, we get ready. We getting set for the main event coming up next. Queens of Chaos Tag Team Championships on the line here on your Whoop Ass Wednesday.
I watched while my name faded into obscurity. Silence is powerful. It lets you see who forgets you. Drewey forgot, so I reminded him. And I'm not done reminding anyone.
Alright, everybody, we getting ready, we getting set for the main event. And you know what time it is. We are on the pay the rent grind because it is main event time. In other words, let's get it.
The following contest is a tag team match set for one fall and is for the Alliance Zone Women's Tag Team Championship. Introducing the Monsters. And their opponents, the Alliance Zone Women's Tag Team Champions, the Tribe.
Yeah, it's going down here in the main event. Tag Team Diva action for you. On our way up out of here. Live and direct from Tucson, Arizona, and dearly beloveds, we are here gathered in this big lot for two reasons. One, the tribal spirits, our current Queens of Chaos Tag Team Champions, was running a bout earlier tonight. Pissed me off, so instead of Monolithic, I made them put their tag team titles on the line here tonight so we can see if they can put their money where their mouth is or lose two in a row to mood swings, as it appears that they are doing right now. And reason number two is Mood Swing kicked the crap out of these two weeks ago and made them do this at the end of the match. So that is why we are here today in this main event Tag Team Queens of Chaos matchup. Should have kept their mouths shut and they would have had another week to strategize against Mood Swing, as it looks like Birdie wants to put Amelia away up out of here and take them tag belts home, but it's only a one count. Peachy coming into the fold for the first time, as Birdie has been in there for the duration of this match. And now Peachy gets a rope hang from Amelia, and you could not put Peachy Keen away in such a swift fashion. At least not tonight, big baby. Lariat by Peachy Keen, and as she's high capping, Little Bobcat is tagged in, catches her off guard, and downs her with a missile drop kick, and now going for the arms of Peachy Keen. Little Bobcat fancies herself a submission artist, and you better watch your limbs when you are in the ring with her. Nice fisherman's driver on Peachy, who hasn't had a prayer ever since she's been in this matchup. And Little Bobcat has quietly taken control for her team here in this matchup. Hold on a second, both ladies taking shots at their opponent's partners when it's the ring. And Peachy has turned the tide in her favor, whipping Little Bobcat and missing with the hip drop. And Little Bobcat jumps right on the mistake made by Peachy Keen as she goes for a cover on her only a one count. And this high-octane bout continues. Thank you to everybody that stopped by, everybody that helped engage with the poll questions, as we are growing in our size here on our itty-bitty channel. Speaking of itty-bitty, Peachy about broke into itty-bitty pieces after that leg drop from Little Bobcat, who tags in her auntie, Amelia Whitebear, the strength of their respectable unit. As a leapfrog by Amelia and a SCO. As I told you before, she is definitely the power of their unit. An intimidating force as she takes Peachy from stem all the way to the sternum. And looks like she's setting her up for something, but Peachy wobbles out of it and still gets another bit of offense from Amelia Wyandotte. Whipped into the enemy corner, but Peachy fights her way up out of it with a punch and grabs a lock of hair from Amelia's head. And now, an opportunity to tag in her. Always chipper, always hyper mood partner in Birdie Lou. With a kick to the face assisted by the second rope. And now going in on the legs of Amelia Wyandotte, who misses whatever the heck that was, and Birdie, keeping a freshman in, tags in Peachy. And Amelia walks right into an X Factor from Peachy as she puts the cork on this one. Little Bobcat there to save the day for old Auntie Dearest. And that is what she gets for all of her troubles. Both members of Tribal Spirits on the outside of the ring as Moon Swings is in control of this one. But Amelia is showing you that was a brief moment in time as these two teams are going back and forth. They met up 2 weeks ago, and this matchup is even Stevens. Here in our main event, Amelia back on the offensive and about to take Birdie for the same ride that her partner took moments ago, as a powerhouse from the Tribal Spirits inflicts her wrath on Birdie Lou. Tagging in Little Bobcat as Birdie is still getting a rest and walks right into an uppercut from Little Bobcat. A whip off of the ropes goes into a back butterfly German suplex, and it only yields a 2 count. Little Bobcat absolutely giving the crowd the business, and they are responding in a lower frequency as the Northern Light suplex put Peachy in a state of confusion, and Little Bobcat is showing you while she's one half of the toughest 2 broads on the block, big baby. A missile drop kick sends Amelia Wyandotte to the pavement, and Peachy is wiping her hand clean of the mess which is the Tribal Spirits. Hold up a second, nice reversal by Amelia, and a back suplex on Peachy King. And now Amelia in finisher off mode and is setting her up for the burning hammer in the center of the ring as she goes for a pinfall attempt on Peachy. Birdie Lou comes through to break up the count at 2. Amelia with a knee strike and another attempt at a pinfall attempt. And just like that, it's a wrap. The champs prevail and retain their Queens of Chaos title.
Alliance Women's Tag Team Champions, the Tribe.
Alright, damn it, I thought I was going to see a title change, but I didn't. Anyway, congratulations to the Tribal Spirits for a successful title retention here in our main event. And check this out. This has been one hell of a live stream to put together for you, big baby. And once again, kudos to the champs who called my bluff and responded by retaining their titles as we get up out of here. Ladies and gentlemen of Tucson, Arizona, it has been a blast. And thank you once again for having us here on your Whoop-Ass Wednesday. And don't forget that after we go off the air, go over to the channel and set your bell notifications for Monolithic, which goes down next week at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. We have the Mercury's moniker, Cruiserweight title on the line, the Brotherhood Tag Team titles on the line, the Stormbreaker title on the line, the Hellas Hybrid Championship on the line, and of course the Sirens Women's Championship between Zezah and Maishawn Harris. All right, enough of me yapping. It's about time to get our wings flapping so we can get up out of here. And we will see you next week at Monolithic. Peace.